What's up there, everyone? It's GG Sober Sun. Just gonna go ahead and do another reading from the 24-hour day book here on the beach as the sun sets. February 7th. Thought for the day. A nightclub crowded with men and women, all dressed up in evening clothes, looked like a very festive place. But you should see the restrooms of that nightclub the next morning. What a mess. People have been sick all over the place, and does it smell? The glamour of the night before is all gone, and only the stink of the morning after is left. In AA, we learn to take a long view of drinking instead of a short view. We learn to think less about the pleasure of the moment and more about more about the consequences. Has the night before become less important to me and the morning after more important? I definitely have become a morning person. Since I stopped drinking, and it's wonderful. I used to think I was absolutely a night owl, but that's only because of the phenomenon of craving, and I would drink until I passed out or what have you. But in terms of what do they call it, it's like rolling the tape, kind of rolling the tape. And this is a good reminder of what it really looks like the next morning. You know what I mean? And I'm not willing to sacrifice, experience. I am willing to sacrifice the festivity in which I can have fun sober. In fact, I make a game of it, you know what I mean, to see how much fun I can actually have as a sober person. So anyway, meditation for the day. Only a few more steps and then God's power shall be seen and known in my life. I am now walking in darkness, surrounded by limitations of space and time. But even in this darkness, I can have faith and can be a light to guide the feet that are afraid. I believe that God's power will break through the darkness, and my prayers will pierce even to the ears of God Himself. But only a cry from the heart, a trusting cry, ever pierces that darkness and reaches to the divine ear of God. Definitely a sincere heart. And I've been dealing with, I've been taking off and on some kind of sleep medication for probably since 2016, and some of it was pretty heavy stuff. And so I have been weaning off of it in an effort to really trust in God. And one of the things that has been, I often talk about my first sincere prayer to God was in elementary school. I was at least 7 years old, 8 years old maybe. Well, yeah, 8 years old. And just praying, dear God, please help me sleep, because I'm just flip-flopping around in the bed, churning over the crap that happened that day and what was likely to happen the next day, and knowing that if I didn't get enough sleep, it was only going to be worse, and I'm just like, stop the madness. And that's when I pray to God, God, please help me get to sleep. And invariably, the next thing I knew, I was waking up in the morning. And so it was the first sincere prayer ever said, and the first prayer I ever knew was answered. So anyway, Here's the prayer for the day. I pray that the divine power of God will help my human weakness. I pray that my prayer may reach through the darkness to the ear of God. Oh, amen. Amen. And this is where I struggle sometimes with my daily morning prayers. I feel like sometimes they can become rote, because I read I say the 3rd step prayer, the 6th step prayer, the 7th step prayer, and sometimes the prayer of Jabez, and sometimes the prayer of, how do you like that? Whoop, there it goes. Still beautiful. And sometimes the humility prayer. And so, but sometimes they can become almost as stale as, when people read how it works at the beginning of the meetings sometimes, and they just kind of rush through it like it's not the most profound freaking reading you can imagine for a recovering alcoholic or a newcomer or something like that, so it's huge. Anyway, I love y'all. Like if you find value, comment, please let me know you're watching and listening, and always remember, look up, aim up, let God help you rise up. Love you.